and welcome to another Kinaway Health and Wellbeing webinar series. I am Jason Williams, Aboriginal business broker. I'd like to begin today by acknowledging the traditional owners on the land in which you may be viewing. I'd also like to pay my respects to Indigenous people, pay my respects to all Indigenous people who may be tuning in today. Now, today we have another webinar on hydration and water, and without further ado, I will kick it over to Brendon, our wellbeing clinician here at Kinaway.
Thanks, Jason. Hello, everyone, and welcome again. Yeah, look, we thought we'd have a talk about how it's best to hydrate at work, and then I started delving into the benefits of water. Now, a lot of people probably rolling their eyes, going, "Look, we know." So, a lot of us, more experienced people and more experienced business owners are probably all over the benefits of water, but this might be something that your younger staff might enjoy to just have a quick look at. And if you want to capture the recording and maybe get one of your young staff or some young staff to have a watch, because I know how challenging it's been for me to encourage our younger guys here at Kinaway to just increase their water intake. A lot of kids these days are going around with the Red Bulls and the V's and all that sort of stuff. And so, I have found it a little bit challenging to get them to increase their water intake. So hence, that's why we're doing this topic today. So, you might just disregard it. Yes, I know the benefits of water, blah, blah, blah. But maybe there's someone or someone, young people in your family that might actually, just get a little bit out of what we're going to talk about today, and hopefully try and increase their water intake.
Brilliant, mate. So we'll kick it off by, I guess, the simplest question. Why is water important for good health?
Yeah, look, water is an essential part of a healthy, balanced diet because the body relies on it to function properly. Between 50 and 80% of the human body is made up of water. All the body's chemical processes take place in water. We need water for digestion, to absorb nutrients, to help us move, get rid of waste, and to regulate our body temperature. If the body doesn't have enough water, which is known as dehydration, it won't function as well. People who don't drink enough water every day are at greater risk of things like kidney stones, problems with their heart valves, and some kinds of cancer. Even minor dehydration can affect physical and mental performance. So drinking water is also essential for the health of your mouth. Drinking water in most parts of Australia contains fluoride, which helps to protect against tooth decay. Water is also needed for the body to make saliva, which is important for washing food away from the teeth and helping you chew, taste, swallow, and digest food.
Brilliant, mate. So you've touched on a few things there, but do you want to dive a little bit deeper into what water actually helps our body do?
Yeah, what it helps us do is a few things. I'll highlight the main ones, which is to, if we start at the top of our body, and it makes hormones and neurotransmitters. It moistens our eyes, nose, and mouth. It regulates our body temperature. It protects our body organs and tissues, absorbs nutrients, it prevents constipation, gets rid of waste. It delivers oxygen to all parts of the body. It lubricates our joints, and it supports the growth of reproduction cells. So we get about 1/5 of the water we need from food and the rest from drinking fluids. And it's a good idea to choose water over the other drinks that contain added sugars or alcohol.
Brilliant, mate. So I guess the next one for me that's coming to my head is, how much water should I drink?
Yeah, how much? Okay, so the amount of water that someone should drink varies from person to person. Depends on how your individual metabolism works, what the temperature is, what you eat, your age, whether you have a medical condition, and especially it's especially important for children and older people to drink enough water. We get about 1/5 of the water we need from food and the rest from drinking fluids. The body gets rid of water throughout the day through breathing and sweating, as well as going to the toilet. As a general rule, men need about 10 cups of fluid every day. So what's a cup? 250 mil. So times by 10, that's 2.5 litres. Women about 8 cups. Add another cup, obviously, if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. And babies need almost a litre of water, fluid a day from the breast milk or formula, while children need between 4 cups for the little kids, the 1-year-olds, and 6 to 8 cups for teenagers. You can get water from any fluids, including tea and coffee, fruit juice, but be careful of how much you drink, since they can make you put on weight, damage your teeth, and have an unwanted stimulant effect. Australian tap water is always the best choice.
Interesting, mate. Is bottled water healthier than tap water?
No. Bottled water has no more health benefits than tap water. Tap water is just as safe to drink, unless there's been an incident in the area that affects the quality of the water, such as a flood or discovery of a bacteria. The fluoride in tap water is also important for healthy teeth. Many people believe bottled water is healthier because it contains added minerals. But studies have shown that bottled water can have less magnesium, potassium, and calcium than tap water. So some varieties can also contain higher levels of potentially harmful substances, including chlorine, nitrate, and chemicals released from the plastic. So bottled water has lower quality controls than tap drinking water, while plastic bottles are not good for the environment.
Definitely not great for the environment. So how can I stay hydrated?
Yeah, to stay hydrated, it's important to drink before you feel thirsty. This is especially important if you're exercising or if it's a hot day. Even if you're not thirsty, try to drink water regularly throughout the day. You can tell if you're well hydrated by the colour of your urine. If it's pale, yellow, or straw coloured, you're probably hydrated. But if it's darker, you need to drink more water. You can stay hydrated by always carrying a bottle of water, keeping chilled water in the fridge, flavouring water if you want to make it a little bit more interesting, or if you find the water boring. I had one young guy come and tell me that he didn't like the taste of water. So you can flavour it with lemon, strawberries, or mint, and always having water on the table when you're eating.
Mate, that's brilliant. Some really practical things there, and I really like the idea of flavouring it for the people that might not like the taste of water as well. So I guess what happens when you don't drink enough water?
Yeah, it could make you really crook. Severe hydration can lead to dizziness and collapse. If you're showing any signs of dehydration, drink some water straight away. Seek medical advice too, if you still don't feel any better. Older people are at greater risk of dehydration because they naturally feel less thirsty and their kidneys may not work as well. Memory problems, taking some medications, and not being able to move around to fetch a drink or make it harder to stay hydrated. For older people, not drinking enough water in the long term can lead to serious problems, like constipation or decline in memory, not being able to function as well, having a fall, or even having a stroke. There are some signs that you need to look out for, that you need to drink water. One is that, as we mentioned, that darker urine. Also the lightheadedness, or if you're tired, even if you're irritable, short-tempered. Of course, if you're feeling thirsty, or if you have a loss of appetite, and then obviously some of the other ones are, if you do faint, that lightheadedness can lead to fainting. It could all be because of dehydration.
Fantastic. So is it possible to drink too much water?
In some people, drinking too much water can lead to a dangerous condition where the levels of sodium in the blood become too diluted. This can occasionally happen to people who drink too much while they're doing intense physical activity, such as running a marathon. And it can happen to babies. Can also have too much water in their formula if it's too diluted. People with chronic kidney disease, heart failure, or liver disease, they're the people who cannot get rid of water from the body as efficiently. They're the ones that should talk to their doctor about how much water to drink. if you have some other long-term medical condition, it's also a good idea to discuss the water consumption with a specialist, a professional, your GP. But it's very, very rare that you can drink too much water. So what I'll do, Jason, I'll just go over some tips on, how we can stay hydrated at work. It's important to stay hydrated at work, because hydration is crucial for your health, but it's also crucial for success at work too. Hydration impacts your concentration, reaction times, and mood, which combined will massively impact your work. So feeling groggy, tired, and irritable from dehydration will not only slow down your pace, but it will prevent successful team collaborations. Staying hydrated at work will help you stay focused, clear-minded, and maintain a positive attitude towards your team and achieving your goals. I mentioned earlier the other signs of feeling the signs that you're dehydrated, feeling sleepy and fatigued. There's some headaches, you'll have dry mouth, you're struggling to focus, and just feeling that restless kind of irritability. So some tips on staying hydrated. Number one, avoid processed food. Fast food and other processed foods such as microwave meals contain excessive salt, sugar, and fat compared to fresh food. Consuming excessive quantities of salt, sugar, and oil speeds up the process of dehydration. So avoid fast food and opt for fresh foods instead. Just a real simple health tip rather than around water, but it makes sense. You do get some fast food, and they're full of salt and sugar, and that's what soaks up the water in your body. So try and avoid the processed food. The second tip is electrolytes. Now they regulate the flow of water in and out of cells and regulate nerve impulses. We lose these essential salts in our sweat, and they're crucial to staying hydrated. If you are doing a lot of physical work, consider taking electrolyte supplies to stay hydrated. Coconut water is a good natural alternative to sports drinks as a source of electrolytes. Choosing the right snacks at work. So pick a selection of fruits and veggies high in electrolytes or with a high water content to see you through the working day. So bananas, raisins, avocados, spinach, sweet potato, coconut, beans, and lentils are all high in electrolytes. Foods such as apples, pineapples, strawberries, blueberries, melon, cucumbers, and celery all have very high water content and make very hydrating snacks to keep you hydrated through the day. Fourth tip, pick the right water. So avoid flavored water with added sugars and flavorings. Sugar and other additives have a dehydrating effect on the body. If you really can't stand the taste of water, try adding flavor with a fruit infuser bottle, which gives you the option of adding natural organic flavors of a choice to your drink. Drink more regularly. So 1 glass in the morning or at lunch won't be enough. You should take in 2 or 3 liters of water a day. So keep a bottle or glass of water with you at all time and prompt yourself to keep drinking, especially on hot days. Alternatively, why not try water coolers? They provide fresh drinking water on demand. Next tip is to wear light or loose clothing. So avoid wearing thick, dark, or tight-fitting clothing. Does not allow your skin to breathe and causes you to sweat more. Instead, opt for some lighter, looser clothing that'll allow your body to keep cool and prevent dehydration from prevent you from overheating or sweating. This was an interesting one. Try soups and stews for lunch. So soups and stews have a much higher water content than dry lunches. As well as keeping you hydrated, it is easy to make a large batch of your favourite soup or stew at the beginning of the week, and then you have your work lunches prepared for the rest of the week, saving you time. So if you haven't got time for all the mucking around, then why not consider a hot drink vending machine in your workplace as an alternative. Next tip is obviously avoid alcohol. Everyone likes to let their hair down after work, right? But keep but try keeping alcohol to a minimum as it causes dehydration. The effects of this can still be felt the day after, leaving you tired and groggy. The other tip is keep cool. Switching on or raising the air conditioner can really help with staying hydrated at work. And you might ask why. He said, well, fresh or cool air will help your body maintain a healthy temperature and prevent you from overheating and sweating. It'll also reduce the loss of water through not sweating. The other one we've said a couple of times, don't wait till you're thirsty. Now, thirst is actually a sign that you are already dehydrated. Keep drinking plenty of fluids throughout the day and eat fruits and vegetables with high water content to avoid becoming thirsty in the first place. Obviously, you've got to hydrate yourself after exercise. So if you're hitting the gym before work, we just had one of the guys go and hit the gym at lunchtime. Try weighing yourself before you start your workout and immediately afterwards. For every pound you've lost, drink an additional 2 cups of water to replace the body fluids you lost during the workout. I'll say that again. So, well, not for every pound. What's a pound these days, Jason? Is it a couple of kilos?
2.2 kilos.
2.2. So for every 2 kilos you lose, drink 2 cups of water. So a kilo, there you go, a cup of kilo. If that's the result after a session at the gym. Only a couple of more tips to go, guys. Quit smoking, vaping, and nicotine gum. Nicotine, as well as various other chemicals found in cigarettes and e-cigarettes, nicotine causes dehydration and affects your body's ability to regulate hydration, as well as numerous other benefits to your overall health. Giving up these habits will also help you stay hydrated. Drink ice cold water. That's another tip. Help keep your core body temperature down by drinking chilled water. If your office doesn't have a water dispenser that provides chilled water, why not fill up some bottles and put them in the fridge? And the last one, and we've touched on this again, is to check your urine. One of the quickest and simplest indicators of how hydrated your body is your urine. So if you are hydrated, your urine should be fairly clear, lightly coloured. If it's darker, that's the more darker it is, the more dehydrated you are. So if it's a darker colour, then you need to replenish your water levels and get into that water as quick as you can. And I think, Jason, that's about it for hydration at work. Like I said, there's a lot of people that will be all over this subject and manage their water consumption quite well during the day. But where I was more going with this was for our younger kin. You see them walking around with cans of V and Red Bull and all that sort of stuff. And as I said, I have found it a challenge to convince our younger gen to increase their water consumption. So if there are any business owners out there that have younger members of the family, or if they've got younger staff members and they feel like they might just get something out of what they've heard today, please grab the recording from one of our platforms and ask them to sit down for half an hour and have a listen and see if they get anything out of it. And I'll finish off, guys, by just reminding you that my name is Brendon. I'm the health and wellbeing small business clinician. I'm based here at Kinaway. The number to reach me is 1-800 Kinaway, and I'm here Monday to Friday, 9 till 5. The whole premise of the service that we provided to you is to have someone that you want to chat to if there's anything going on, if there's any sort of signs of stress or any signs of anxiety creeping into your daily lives at work, because it is tough and they're tough times at the moment. My service is completely free. And it's also completely private and confidential. If you want to have a chat about any of those things, I'd be happy to have a chat with you about any of that sort of stuff. And don't forget that this service is not only to the members of Kinaway and the business owners, but also to your staff and your family. So if there's anyone out there, guys, you feel like might benefit from a chat, please get them to give me a call on 1-800 Kinaway and ask for Brendon. It just comes straight through to my phone, and I'd be happy to have a chat anytime. And I think that's it, Jason. What do you think?
Mate, fantastic. Again, as always, some really, really valuable stuff that's super practical to add to your life. So I encourage, as Brendon said, encourage you to either do a couple of them yourself, or if you know someone in your family or close to you that probably needs to hear some of this information, get hold of the recording and sit down with them and let them make their mind up for themselves. Once again, thank you again for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next time with my good mate Brendon. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Thanks.
See you guys. Bye.